Hey y'all. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna see if I'm live. Yeah, you just don't wanna. 1 second. I'm gonna check on um Facebook. So I'm streaming this on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Okay, so I'm just gonna check right now if I'm live now. Okay, I'm good. Good. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Mm, all right. Now Facebook. Um, so Facebook is clear. I'm doing Instagram. No, I'm doing. Yeah, I think I'm good now. So we don't want to. I don't want to keep speaking without you. Okay. All right. So we're good now. Happy New Month, everyone. Okay. So it's so funny how the months like it's what how the months are literally running so fast, but I'm thankful for life and I'm thankful for grace. And I hope that you're making all of your plans. Like you have your match plans plan figured out, and you have Q1 plan also figured out, and I hope also you have a launch plan. So don't tell me that you're still scared about launches after always talking about launches, like you're still scared. It's fine if you're still scared. You know what to do. Hit me up. Let's go around creating that plan for you and getting the work done, because it's one thing to have a plan, it's another thing to get the work done. And I'm really all about implementation here. But yes, happy new month. I hope you have an amazing month. I hope you have an amazing match. So um, today I'm going to be talking about Asana. No, not really Asana. Okay. I'm going to be using Asana to share with you how you can avoid launch failure and increase your ROI. So, most of my trainings are basically out of either questions, people asking me questions and all of that. Remember, I did the launch, the launch project management must haves the other time, and I got a couple of feedbacks, people saying to me, TC, you were talking about launches not being not launches not failing. Like I've had a couple of launches that failed, and I remember saying to one of them that now having a failed launch, or in the word launch, right, when you have done the work, is relative. You know why? Because there are several reasons why you might say that your launch is a fail, however it's not, right? I can push it to you that it's not, especially when you have done the work. Remember, it's really not all about your, yeah, sales goals, your revenue goals, and all of that. But there's more to your launches than just making the money. Okay, there's more to your launches than just making your money. I see you all coming in. Please do let me know where you are streaming this from. I'm actually streaming live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube right now. So, but I would love for you to let me know where you are viewing this from. Thank you so much. Well, I'd love for you to let me know where you're viewing this from. So I was saying, right, that you want to be very intentional and going to the fact that there are different reasons, three major reasons why most of the time we say, I look like, oh no, this launch was a fail. One, maybe because after the launch, you're not able to meet your revenue expectations, you're not able to meet your sales goals. And so you say that the launch was a fail. No, it's not. Because, like I said, there's so many other things aside from um the money, the revenue, you should be using in measuring the success of your launch. Okay, like the data that you get, because you launching is not just a one-time thing, right? If you're thinking profitability, sustainability is an ongoing thing, right? And so you want to, as much as possible, get this information so that you're able to figure out what's working, what's not working. And that's basically what your launches actually help you achieve. Okay, so you want to, as much as possible, figure that out, right? Sometimes another reason is sometimes you're not able to keep up with your money generating activities, your money making deliverables, right? During the period of your launch. And so some people might use that as a yardstick to say their launch was a fail, right? But I'll tell you, as much as that is a valid reason, you can avoid it, right? And that's basically what we'll be talking about today. You can avoid, not meeting your expectations. You can avoid not meeting your deliverables for the launch. The third reason is most of the time we're like, oh, we're not able to finish up with all of the planned out pre-launch activities. So most times if you are not able to like check your pre-launch activities and say, oh, check, I've done all of these things and I can beat my chest and I'm good to go, most times it could be a major hindrance to the success of your launch. True. But that's basically why I'll be talking about how you can avoid that so that you don't start telling stories about your launch. Okay. So that's for that. So now when you talk about all of these reasons, right? There are so we think about our launches and we think about how we want to increase our ROI. And I said that that's basically how we can use Asana as a project and workflow management tool to help you have a successful launch, increase your ROI without overwhelm, right? Number one, your unclear objectives, right? So when we say we want to make sales, right? And you say you want to make sales, right? You think um how to go about it, and it's all in your head. It's not documented, like it's all in your head. How to go about it, what next to do, and what exactly you need, right? But most times we either get distracted or we realize that no, we're not actually sure, or we are basically unclear about the entire goal, right? Because it's important to have a goal. It's important to say, okay, this is my goal for the launch, right? And once you do that, make sure that whatever steps that you take, how you go about it, right, is aligned with the goals. Okay, if you're yeah, I think that's more explanatory. It's aligned with the goals, right? So now one example. You come to me and say, TC, I want to launch a membership, for example. And you say, I want to launch a membership, for example. And I say, okay, so how do you need me to help you? And you're like, oh, I just need a sales page from you. That's very convenient because we feel like that's pretty affordable, right? But your sales page is not going to work on its own. For you to be able to get maximum outcome, success from your sales page need to be set up, right? You need to have a funnel right now. So if you want a sales page to launch your membership, what you're saying is you should what you should be asking, or what you should be working on, is building a membership funnel for your launch, right? Because remember, the goal is for you to make consistent income, get people into your membership, and this doesn't just stop once. You need an inflow into your pipeline, and you need it consistently, right? Now, because you do not understand clearly what your goal is, it's It more or less hinders you from figuring out the little details that most of the time you miss out on right now. So now that's where Asana comes into place, right? So with Asana, you're able to with Asana, you're able to measure your success. You're able to see your goal clearly, and you're able to, so you have a goal, you're able to see those objectives clearly, you're able to align, the activities that would help you achieve this goal. First, you can set up your goals, plan everything you need, who you need to take up those responsibilities. So even if you say, yeah, I'm the only one that's going to do this because I'm the only one in my business, that's fine. However, you need to be able to figure out when, how, what step you need to take, right? And you can't have that all in your head. Once you do that, if you're like, oh no, I'm just going to keep that, or I'm going to write that in a note, right? Most times we miss out on deadlines. Most times we are not able to meet the expectations, right, that we set for ourselves, because we are humans, right? Even if you have it, write it in your notepad, you need reminders, right? You need to be able to see these things clearly so that you would see where deadlines are conflicting, right? And with Asana, you can have all of these things in one space, like your calendar, setting up your goals, your plans, your timelines, all of these things can be done in one space and automated. All right, so I'm just going to share my screen. Hold on. Five, right? Press. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so I'm trying to share my screen here. So I hope this works. So I want to show you what Asana looks like. Okay, yeah. Let me see. Okay, I hope you can see my screen full layout. So this is basically what we're going to be doing, right? And I can show it to you and you can figure out how this works. All right. So now this is for this is what Asana looks like. Let me see. This is what Asana looks like. I'm trying to see. All right, so now this is what Asana looks like, right? So with Asana, you're able to, set your goals. You're able to, create the projects, right? So now your project is your launch, right? And with that, you're able to create, a workflow around your entire launch. Keep yourself accountable. It's able to help you delegate. If you're going to be delegating, yes, you can also delegate to yourself, right? You can delegate to yourself, you can delegate to your team, right? And so you literally have let me show you. So now this is where you set your goals. So for example, this is you creating a new this is my demo space. So enjoy the view. So now if you're going to be doing like a launch, you can just set up a project. So you can have as many projects as possible. And then the good thing with Asana is you are able to view whatever is happening with your launch, the status, manage your expectations. Even if you're working with your team is able to see clearly what's achievable and what's not achievable, right? Regardless, because you can view this on your app wherever you are. You can literally go on vacation and figure out what's going on with your project. That's your launch, right? I hope you can see this, but let me know if you can't see it. and tell me what you think about it. So, like I said, you are able to do this. Now you have the opportunity to build your board, have like your timeline set, you have your calendar. So your calendar, you also get to integrate. So you see where you get to color code it, right? Customize it. So this can reflect on your main calendar. So if you're using Google Calendar, for example, you can integrate this to your main calendar. So instead of you having like a different space, you have all of these things just here, and you're able to. And this also is you have notifications, email notifications of the tasks, what is left, what you're yet to do, right? So this is basically what it looks like. Yeah, you might need to upgrade if you want to get into all of the automations, right? If you understand what I mean. um but this is just like the what the interface looks like, right? So now you can add as many people as possible. So like I said, it could be you, right? And you also have the opportunity to manage your own tasks, right? You do not necessarily have to have a team before you use a workflow tool, right? Or have a launch system. You can have a launch system with yourself because it keeps you accountable, right? You're able to achieve your goals and you're not unrealistic. Okay. So that's for the tip one, right? Reason one. Now, for the second reason, right? I talked about you setting unrealistic expectations for yourself. Most times we are like, oh, we feel like we can achieve 200,000 200,000 sales goal, and then we just say, oh, I have what it takes, and then you just put it up for yourself and get yourself unnecessarily overwhelmed without even figuring out, what do I have right now? It's important that you set realistic goals for yourself, set realistic expectations, that's the word, realistic expectations for yourself, so that you don't overwhelm yourself, right? With what you can achieve. Okay. Now, if you're saying TC, yeah, set your goals high, but understand that you need certain things, certain people, certain tools, certain systems to get this done. Now that's where Asana comes in. With Asana, you get to see these things clearly, right? With Asana, you get to see this clearly. You also get to, if your goals are unrealistic, you see it. All right. So now here you go. Um, you can customize this, like I said. You can play around with this. Like, it's so beautiful. You also get to assign, depending on who the stakeholders for your launch are. If you have a team, if it's just you, you can assign these things to yourself because you get reminders. And once this is done, you are able to see this on your calendar to know what is conflicting, what deadlines are conflicting, and then you can rearrange it, reschedule it. If you have like certain money making activities you need to do, you don't overwhelm yourself, right? Because you're able to plan out all of these things, right? And it's all in one space. Then you get to do like set due dates for yourself. Let me show you what this an example. So once you click this, you can always expand it, right? You can always expand it and do this, yeah. So obviously I can't go full detail on this, right? If you want a full breakdown on Asana, I have my Asana checklist. It's a checklist that tells you what you need to know and how you can set up Asana for success for your business. Like I said, this is going to be brief, so I might not necessarily go like in depth, but this is just to show you how to avoid your launch, any launch failure, right? And increase your ROI using Asana, right? So this is just an interface. So this is basically what you have. Now, if your goal, like I said, you need like 200,000, that's your goal for Q1, and you have, once you're able to set it, you're able to, you know, write down your goals, the activities that needs to be done. You do that here when you add like your tags, and you can assign yourself, put in due date. You can add. priority to your project. You can do so many things with this, and even when you now upgrade your plan, it even gives you much more possibilities, right? To making sure that you don't get overwhelmed with your launch. So the goal is increase your ROI without feeling overwhelmed, right? So I was saying that at the end of the day, you're able to figure out, okay, I think I can do this part for me by myself, or I would need, like, five other people to join me on this, right? You're able to figure all of these things out, and you're able to, like, hey, go in depth with your launch strategy. And the thing is, with launches, right, once it's planned out in systems like this, you're able to see when you are to pause, evaluate or reevaluate, and, like, kind of mix and match, tweak a certain part, because it's a flexible thing. When you talk about your launch plan needs to be flexible, right? Because obviously you're humans, right? And so you do not want to be too rigid, right? You can actually even set your status like super amazing, right? See what I'm talking about, right? Good. So it's obvious that, when you do that and you're able to see clearly, you're able to figure out if there is enough resource to help you achieve this goal, or you need, like, additional resource. Now, if this is a particular goal you set for yourself, instead of putting it for, like, maybe 2 weeks, if that's not going to be realistic, you would see it, and you're able to quickly switch it up to, like, maybe a month where it is realistic enough, and then you're able to achieve success, right? Asana will help you do all of these things in no time, and you'll be like, easy busy, right? So that's it. Now to your You're welcome, Trey. You're welcome, Trey. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for participating. So now, talking about the third one, right, which is poor communication. It's important that you have a communication plan, because I'm looking at this the platform right now, right? If even to yourself, one of the reasons why our launches fail is because we're not even true to ourselves. Like, the communication to ourselves is like zero, right? Not to talk of communication with our team or stakeholders, right? Because we're not communicating clearly. But with Asana, you're able to see things clearly, you're able to communicate clearly, and there is no back and forth. Oh, I didn't get this. Oh, I think I made a mistake. Oh, I did this. Oh, I did that. No, you would be able to set your communication plan, because that's basically what you need. So updates, timelines, deadlines, all of these things are not going to be conflicting, because you can see it from the get-go, right? You have, like, a full space to see all of these things, right? It's important that you have all of these things all figured out if your goal is sustainability. Remember, missing deadlines can cause missing deadlines can cause rushed work. I was in a Roman clubhouse, and the lady was telling, a speaker came up stage, and she was like, oh, she forgot she was supposed to push out a campaign last week for a certain launch. Now the campaign for last week has, met up with the campaign for this week, email marketing campaign, and now she's saying, should she just, you know put in the two events and then, dump it on our audience at the same time, or she should just let it flow. Now there's already a setback. If she had a launch system, right, or she had a tool that helps her to see these things clearly, she won't have missed that, because she would have notifications, reminders that will keep her updated as to all of these things. Now, what has a team, everybody literally forgot about that. Now there is no way, even if you skip it, your app is bad, your emails are faulty, you have stakeholders, you have a team. Now, you would not miss out on that part, right? That's basically where this comes into place. All right. So, you rushing that work is as good as you opening up doors for failure. All right. So, avoid that as much as possible. Then, with that, you definitely would have significant launch delays, right? So see that example I said to you. Obviously, I said to her, I said, no, don't do that, right? Don't do that. Don't mix them up and then push it to your audience like, hey, you're like, don't do that, right? It doesn't tell well of your brand. The mistake has been done, the delays are already been met. All you need to do is go back to your plan and figure out how you're able to, rearrange it, restructure it, right? If she had a launch system or she had a tool, this is clear enough. All she needs to know is, okay, this space, I can put this here, I can put that here, mix and match it, and everything is fine. Good. And so nobody is stressed out, because if you do not have something you can look at and then rearrange certain things, it can get too messy. Okay, so you can avoid that using Asana. With project management, your product management, your workflow tool, I'm using Asana as an example right now. You want to, as much as possible, understand that everything that has to do with transparency is like covered, right? And so when it comes down to transparency, you can see all of these things clearly, right? Let me show you. Yeah, you can literally see all of these things clearly. Your team can see it. You make the mandates for status review. Now you're able to see if it's you pushing yourself back, if it's you're the reason why, if you're the reason why your launch something happens, or you're not able to meet certain deadlines for your project, for your clients, and all of that. You're able to see this. All right. If you're working on your client's work, you're able to see this, right? Now, whoever that is delaying, you get to see it also, right? If you understand what I mean. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions about this. Let me know if you have any questions about the project management or your workflow management tool. If you use another tool, because as like I said, some I got that this feedback, and because we use it already, I use it. So this is my demo, my training demo platform. So you want, as much as possible, right, tap into this. If you need help with figuring out like the platform that you use, hit me up. Okay, send me a DM. Let's talk about it. Let's work around it and get your platform working for you. However, if you have a launch, you're working with your coach and your coach is like, hey, setting up all of those launch for you, but you need implementation, hit me up. Okay, I want to help you get the work done. I have my VIP day, the launch in a day, right, where I help you set up your entire launch workflow, right, in a day, right? You literally take up my entire day. Yeah, I have 24 hours, right? You take up my entire day, and we finish up everything that has to do with your workflow, your launches, just so that you are up and running and you're meeting up with all of the deadlines that maybe your coach, your consultant has said, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. Obviously you can't do all of it yourself, you need help. I am the help that you need. All you need to do is DM me launch in a day, and I'll send you a link to one-on-one complimentary call with me. You can also, you see the link that's just flowing um through this screen. Just copy it, right? It's my Calendly link. You can always book that call with me. Let's talk about this. Okay, let's figure out how you can get your launch successful and increase your ROI doing it the right way. All right. So ask me all of your questions. I hope this is helpful. I need your feedbacks. I need your shares. You can always send me a comment. I'm very happy to always getting all of those feedbacks. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I hope you have an amazing month, and look out for my next live next week. It's the Let's Talk Business Sustainability. I have a couple of things happening this month. I also have my monthly workshop happening this month also. It's email marketing for beginners. We're definitely going to be breaking out email marketing and how you can set up your first email marketing campaign for success using a tool, right? And I'm going to show you using a tool more or less like this, but it's going to be more in depth, right? It's a 2 hour workshop just to help you get your email marketing working for you. So let me know what you want to learn. Let me know how I can support you. And you need anything, I'm always here. My name is TC as always. I'm your launch and sales funnel strategist. I'm an online business manager helping you run your business efficiently with consistent income using systems, funnels, and automation. I want to help you focus on your zone of genius while you increase your income, increase that impact you have in the world, and of course, keep your mental health intact. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.